Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome to episode 17 in my Regrowth series. So today I'm down here in the basement because I wanted to show you some of the things that I did between episodes first. I did promise that I was going to get to witchery today, and that is going to happen. But first, let's take a look. I've been making steel. Don't got any steel cooking right now. I probably should. But I wanted to show you this first. I started doing these pillars down here to kind of make it look like it's maybe a little bit more supported. I'm not sure that I'm going to stay with the brick texture. I was just kind of building it with the vanilla blocks just to see how it would turn out. I like the build of it, you know, the blocks and stuff, but maybe not necessarily texture. So I might switch that around to something, maybe use some kind of industrial block from Chisel or something, and switch over the blocks in here. One or the other. I don't know. It needs a little more diversity in block usage, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, tell me what you think of the actual structure of it. I moved the generator over here, the cobblestone generator. I put it inside the wall now, so it's all like right behind that wall with the timer and everything. I moved this around a little bit so that I could continue getting my better, continue getting my living rock. Because I'm still going to need lots of that for the village and such. I definitely want to build the at least the chapel or church or whatever out of that material. Possibly the town hall or whatever I do for that. Now over here, look at this thing. This is crazy. This is crazy. I got this idea. Well, I mean, not so much the how to use the hydrangea, but the structure of this and the look of it. I kind of borrowed from a good friend Aiko from watching his videos, but I expanded a bit. So I've actually got 7 tall tank of water there with 7 of these hydrangeas around each side for a total of 28 hydrangeas feeding into 2 separate elven mana spreaders in there. I got one at the top, one at the bottom down here. Now, nice thing is it will shoot the mana right through the water, no problem there. Shoots it up to that other mana spreader. Some of these are attached to that top one, and the ones that are too far away are attached to the one down here, the bottom one, for generation. Over here, I've fully automated the production of coal coke. So it's working away. I left this here just so I could get up here to show you how this all works. So it's a combination of quartz pipes, sandstone pipes. I think I've got an iron pipe in there. I got 1 piece of iron pipe in there. I've got a couple clay insertion pipes right there, and then one down there, and some gates. So that gate right there is set up to detect when an inventory is empty. It'll send a red pipe signal. Now, the way that it's set up, it will actually detect either of these top ovens. When either of these top ovens get fully emptied, it will turn on the red pipe signal, which sends a signal to this gate, which is an arctic pulsar, and that will go ahead and start pulling out some coal. When that coal comes out, it'll hit this clay pipe first, and that clay pipe will attempt to fill these bottom 2 ovens up. So these bottom 2 ovens stay much fuller than the top ovens. So whenever it hits the point where it's calling for more coal, it fills these bottom 2 cook ovens up first, and then it starts sending some up to the top. And basically, whatever this gate sends into the pipe network, before both of those coke ovens have at least a little bit of coal in them. In fact, let me just take it out and you see how it works. You see it's going to start pumping coal out into the pipe system. Now, sometimes they're going to just decide that they want to go to left or right there at the wooden gate, which is how Buildcraft pipes work. If they have multiple choices in direction, they will just kind of randomly pick a direction and go that way until they can't go that way anymore. So once the bottom 2 ovens get filled up, it'll start sending the rest of the coal up to the top, and at that point the clay pipe will put it either in the left or the right, because there's, again, even though it's a clay pipe, it still has 2 options. It can either fill to the left or fill to the right. Then back here, I've got these basic gates. One for each. See, this one is facing, this one's attached to that one. The bottom one's attached to this one. These are autocratic pulsers again. Sorry, I hope that I'm saying that right. With it's basically just checking to see if there's items in the inventory. If there's items in the inventory, it goes ahead and pulses and pulls out coal coke whenever that finishes. Pulls out. Now I have a iron transport pipe here because sometimes when these upper gates, this one and the other two wooden pipes up there, sometimes when they pull out coal coke, it will just decide it wants to go down. If it does decide that it wants to come down this direction, when it hits the iron pipe, the iron pipe will turn it around and send it back up. So basically that just prevents items from spilling out on the ground, coal coke, and me losing those items because they would eventually decay. So that's what that iron pipe does. Now up there I've got, I think the middle there is maybe sandstone or something. Basically, I use the sandstone to prevent it from connecting to the machines up here and attempting to send things back in, although it wouldn't be able to send the coal coke into the coke ovens. But I think it looks better if there's not a connection at every piece of pipe trying to connect to the machine. You see there's a piece of coal coke that decided it was going to go the wrong direction, and when it gets down to this iron gate, it's going to turn around. You'll see that in just a second. It moves kind of slow. It's not, they're not, I don't have any speed upgrades. I don't have any gold pipe in the mix here. So you'll see that here in a second. It'll hit the iron pipe, turn around, and then it'll eventually end up in the barrel where it's supposed to be. So that's how all that works. I hope that I explained it well and that, that it makes sense. I just left these stones here just so I'll be able to get up there and show you that. So now I can finally remove those. And obviously I have moved my garden down here. And another thing that I made to help me harvest my coal is I made a scythe. So got that little tip from a viewer. I also noticed that Funshine X was using a scythe to harvest his stuff. I thought that would be a really great idea for this down here, so I can just harvest all this coal essence really quick with 4 clicks, and the whole garden is harvested. It's 6x6, so 36 plants, which is going to give me a bunch of coal. Several stacks. There we go. Fill it back up. So yeah, coal coke production pretty well handled. I am getting a half a tank. I'm almost up to a half a tank of creosote oil. So pretty soon I'm gonna have to decide what I want to do with that stuff. Nothing new going on here. This is all done. I think I showed that on last episode. Whoa, nope, drowned. I think I showed this last episode, but the only thing I have left to do now is actually get some oil for it. I think I'm gonna be doing that off camera, more or less. But let's go ahead and turn in the technology quests that I have done, or inadvertently done some of them, or just didn't do them necessarily on purpose. What the world enables. In here there has some new quests that I've completed. So remember last episode we did the whole thing with the rutile and making titanium and stuff. Well, that finished up this quest, this fire away, and I got some titanium ingots, which opened up this one, blasting off again. So that was to make the blast oven, to get the iron, steel ingots, which I've already done. So I can go ahead and claim that's going to give me some titanium and steel. Excellent. And then over here in the reclamation, going into the nether, I managed to get all of the resources that I needed. So after I got the steel upgrade on my pick, I was able to get ardite, diamonds, and emeralds. And then once I brought the ardite back and crafted an ardite blade for my pick, I was able to go back and get some cobalt and sulfur. Bringing back the cobalt allowed me to create a manilium, a block of manilium, or some manilium. Actually, I got a couple blocks of manilium, and a manilium blade for my pickaxe. And then go back and mine some osmium. And then at that point, I decided that osmium had a slightly better mining speed, and it seemed like, obviously, is the highest tier of mining. So I went ahead and upgraded the pick to an osmium head. So mining speed of 12, mining level osmium, which basically means I can break anything with it. So I never have to worry about that pick again. It is upgraded to the maximum that I feel that I will ever need as far as a simple pickaxe. I might eventually want to upgrade my hammer so that I can use that to mine some higher tier stuff in the nether. I'm not sure. The nice thing about the hammer that I have, it has silk touch on it, and when I use that to mine, if I used that to mine ores in the nether, I wouldn't anger the pigmen. So I got rutile and nether osmium. I can't use either of those directly. In the smeltery, I have to run them through a furnace, which I believe I took that furnace down while I was building all those structures down there. So we'll go ahead and throw them into this furnace, which is going to break them down into their vanilla ores, give me twice as much as I started with. And we will move along here in a second, get over and do some magic. I'm excited. I got some really cool stuff to show you outside here in 1 second. There we go. And I've just been storing my... I have actually got a thing for steel right here. Well, I've been storing my titanium and osmium over here. I haven't decided if I'm going to make a drawer for them or not, but I think I am actually eventually going to make a compacting drawer and put it up on that top shelf there for the other, for the mechanism and mariculture metals. Alright, so let's take a look out here. Well, it's dark. Let's make it light first, real quick. Make it light, and then we'll go out there and look at some stuff and turn some more quests in. So last episode, I just had made the Elven Gate. So, and you've seen down below where I have that new generation of mana. That's coming up out of there. And I've got this whole new structure for power distribution. And it's, let me see if I can try to explain it real quick. I used some gold for decoration just to kind of make it look like it was all supported somehow with some kind of metal. Rearranged a few things. So right now I'm blasting the mana into the bottom and top of the mana distributor so that I'm able to have 4 mana pools around it instead of just 3. The 4th mana pool is in blasting mana over to this mana distributor because that mana distributor down there is just slightly too far away, and it would lose a little bit of power if I didn't have this intermediate spreader. So it just hits that spreader, and that spreader sends it on the rest of the way down here where it's split, and then that comes down here and keeps these pools filled. I think I left my thing on downstairs. I'll be right back in a second. And okay, now that I've turned off my living rock generator, I'm back. And what else is there to say about this? Basically, this mana spreader just splits that 1/4 of the incoming power to these. So these both receive 1/8 of the total incoming power until everything gets backed up anyway. You can see these are already backed up a bit because I haven't had that gate open. With those hydrangeas down there, they produce a lot more power than they used to. So this is definitely a viable option for an endless renewable power source for Britannia. The only thing I can say about it though is now that I got all this stuff set up and working and everything, I did take a little bit of a hit in performance on my game client. So I do occasionally get a bit more lag than I used to. I don't know if it's the particles or just the amount of block updates that are going on down there, as it sucks up water and water has to be recreated and such. But it did give me a slight hit in performance. So if you don't have a great system, you may not want to consider this as a potential source of mana. So over here, you notice that I've got 1 spark on top of each one of these mana pools now. That makes my Terra Steel generation much faster, because what happens when I go to make a Terra Steel is all 3 of these will feed into this one and makes it basically, this makes the Terra Steel craft 3 times faster than the last time I did it when I did it on camera. Really good thing set up. So let's go and look in the way the world works, because we got some things to turn in here. So remember, I made It's Not Out of This World. One of the other things that I had to do for that was make the pylons. I did go back and make the enchanting table. That's up on the second floor inside the lighthouse. We can go look at that here in a moment. But now I can turn this in. I can claim an enchanted book. That probably doesn't matter which one. Which then, you know, I had to make these guys. I'm going to make the Natura pylons for the elf gate anyway, and basically all the other parts for the elf gate, and get the better Lexicon Britannia, which is going to give me a bunch of resources. Excellent. The next thing was to get some pink stuff done. I'll basically get some more elven resources. Get some skystone blocks, some dreamwood, and elementium. We did that last episode too. It just didn't happen to open the quest book after we did it. That's why all of these are done. A lot of these anyway, and that's going to give me some elf glass. Nice. I think there's something I need that for to craft. I also made the elven mana spreaders, and this is such a thing. Strong essence requires a lot of mana to be pumped into runic altar to craft them. It doesn't take too long with just the basic spreader. Making one of the dreamwood elementums should provide a more effective, allowing mana to be transposed faster. Well, it's I wonder if that bypasses the value on the runic altar, because it looks like I said, with 3 mana spreaders, I'm hitting the cap, the input cap of the runic altar. So I'm not sure that it would be really worth my effort to go ahead and make an elven spreader just for that, or just for to replace those, because I think I'm already at the cap. I might try it, just to see if it does improve or anything. But then I got these other 2 quests now to complete. One of them is to do a Terra Blade and a set of Elementium armor. Well, I didn't do the textures for Elementium armor there, and let me tell you, I sat around trying to come up with a good texture for the armor that I did myself, that I wouldn't have to, that I would be able to distribute. And after about 2 hours of just staring at it, I finally gave up. I'm sorry, guys. So what I did do, give me that Terra Blade. I need to improve that Terra Blade texture too, because that's ugly. What I did do is I just used the same texture that I originally copied from the ornate pack. And now I've got that. There we go. So not too ugly, at least. Cleaned up the texture a little bit too. Just a tad. I really wanted to have something that I would be able to distribute, but unfortunately, my creativity, my muse wasn't with me that day. So the next thing I need to do, I should probably put this armor on an armor stand somewhere. The next thing I need to do is craft these spark augments. So if we come back here, that's going to complete that. Claim that reward. That gives me a green heart canister and a flask of fortitude. Nice. Fortitude will be good when I go to fight the Gaia spirit. But green not baubles. I need to go into this and put the green heart canister right there. There we go. Better. The next thing is to make some sparks. Well, I made the sparks a while back. But now I need to make these augments that are made with the elven materials, the pixie dust specifically. And there's one for each of the basic runes. So we get the dispersive one, the isolated one, the dominant one, and the recessive one. So recessive will cause the mana pool underneath it to try to distribute to the other mana pools around. Dominant will cause the mana pool to try to pull all the mana out of all the other mana pools around that also have a spark, I think. I think they also have to have a spark on top of them. The isolated one will cause the spark on top to basically ignore the dominant and recessive sparks around it that are nearby. And the dispersive one will cause the spark to attempt to fill up any mana tablets in the inventory of a player that's nearby. So that one might be useful. Basically auto charge your mana pools when you go near it, or your tablets, I mean. Let me get that one that's not quite full there. Get that back out. I'll leave the full ones in there. So give me two more full mana tablets. Put these resources away real quick. And crafting resources, there we go. Actually, that's elf stuff. We'll put that down there. And let's see, I'll just put the armor in here for now. Come back later. I'll also put these spark augments in the elf stuff. Not sure what to do. I'm not sure where to keep that flask of fortitude for now. So I think I will put it in this bag where I keep some random stuff. Basically my old bolts and this stuff, vine balls. And these are kind of fun. I'll show you how these work. So say I wanted to climb up that tree right there. I could throw a vine ball there, and now I got a nice vine to climb up. Really cool things. These are just 9 vines in a crafting grid that's added by Botania. Real cool thing. Useful, like if you were gonna go exploring and you need a way to get up a cliffside or something like that. You can throw them. You can throw them way high if you want, and then climb up it. All right, this thing right here, I think, yeah, like occasionally when you're swinging, you can shoot a little beam of power that will hit something and do some damage. Probably not nearly as good as my cactus crossbow, so probably we'll just go ahead and put that away too. Might be useful when I'm fighting the Gaia Spirit, I'm not sure. So fire aspect, protection 4. I would definitely keep that one because I'm going to want to copy that one and put it on this new armor that I got. I want to enchant this. I've got 67 levels, so I might take some risks and just kind of randomly enchant some stuff. But now that I've caught up all of that Botania turn-ins, I think, what's the next quest in that series? Oh yeah, that's completed. That's going to give me 8 more sparks and a bunch of dreamwood. Nice. Very nice indeed. Dreamwood can go there, and sparks can go there. Excellent. So I can use that to move my mana around if I want now. Which might not be a bad idea to get rid of all these particle effects. Might improve my performance back up again. So the next one is Guardians of the Earth. Kill the Wither. Okay, we're not ready for that. So done in this one for now. Let's get on to doing that witchery that I've been talking about doing for many episodes now. Because now I have everything that I need to do it. So first of all, we need to do some What the World Teaches. I think in order to open up some more quests in the witchery, in the how the world changes down here. So I don't got nothing open. I've got everything that's open completed. But I think to open some of those up now, I need to do What the World Teaches. I need to make these books, a couple of those books. So let's look in here. I've got a bunch of tables set up. I bet these all have books in them. So we'll make the witchery herbology. The next one is conjuring and fetishes. I've got an extra end twig, so no problem making symbology. This is the Witch's Brews. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one on the list of needed books. Collecting fumes. I know how to do that. I probably wouldn't need to make that book, but I might as well make the full library of witchery books while I'm, doing it. There we go. Distilling. I'm going to need to know about that a little bit. And circle magic. That's going to be important in the near future. Brews and infusions. Definitely want to get into some of those. So let's see if that completed a few quests. Well, it completed all these 3 quests. Go ahead and claim those rewards. And go ahead and let me see now. If I back up and come down here and look at how the world changes, does it open up some quests? It does. It does open up some quests. So first thing it wants me to do is make some vanilla shears. Of course, like everybody else, I've already made mana shears. So I will go make some vanilla shears and throw them away. Yeah. I bet almost everybody does that. So vanilla shears can go in the trash. And I'm gonna get my book here. Whoops. Do I got anything in this book even? Or have I been putting them all on shelves? I have not got anything in this book. So I'll go ahead and put all of my witchery books in here. Seems like a good place. And I might go ahead and keep my Botania book in there too. Nope. No, I won't. Keep that someplace else. I'll just put my witchery books in the book binder because there's so many of them. Keep my Botania book on that shelf. Give me some extra books now. Experience. Don't I have some experience things here? Yes, I do. Probably can take them out this way. I learned. One of my viewers did explain that you can't use these unless you're under 30 levels. So that's why I was never able to use them whenever I tried to eat them. Because I already had more than 30 levels. Go ahead and put those in there. What you doing, Cal? You're not gonna get out today. Nope. Over here. So we got this anointing paste that we need to make. Actually, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself, I think. Let me check my quest book here. That's done. And I've already collected all this stuff. Spanish moss, ember moss, and glintweed. So yeah, I'm gonna claim that. Oh, that would give me a snowbell seed that I didn't need to craft. Or didn't need to spread from over there. So anyway. Bubble, toil, and trouble. Need to make some anointing paste. Well, I've got that recipe set up right here. 1 snowbell seed, artichoke, mandrake, and belladonna seed. Next, mash those together and you get your anointing paste. Now over here, do I have the cauldron already? No, I have the place for it, but not the actual cauldron yet. Let me go sleep off this nighttime real quick and make a cauldron, and then we will make a witch's cauldron from the vanilla cauldron. Over here, actually grab some iron. There we go, iron. Gets us a cauldron. Can probably put that away from now. So yeah, I definitely like that side. It's gonna let me harvest everything much faster. Only problem is the way I have my garden set up. It's not the best for if I only want one specific thing at the moment. So over here, yeah, I got a piece of netherrack already in that hole. I need to, before, you know what else I need to do? Oh, I got water right over there, so I'm good. Probably need to get rid of that creeper before he sneaks up on me. Yeah. And I need to light that before I put this cauldron over top of it. There we go. Flint and steel. Now, cauldron there. Apply some anointing paste to it, and it becomes a witch's cauldron. Excellent. A witch's cauldron is a little bit different than other cauldrons because it requires 3 buckets of water instead of 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now it's loaded up with water and is ready to accept a recipe. The other thing about the witch's cauldron is it will only accept, when you're trying to do witch's cauldron recipe, you have to put items in a certain order in order to get them to do whatever it is you're attempting to craft, in order to craft whatever you're... Now, I don't know for sure if this requires altar power, but the altar is right over... Well, we don't have an altar. We don't have an altar yet. Well, let's fix that. Oh, in here I've got some almost a recipe. So there we go. The water bottles don't stack, which is why I had it set up that way so that I could remember. All my parts are in here. So stone bricks, exhale the horn one from oak saplings, and breath of the goddess from, I believe those are from birch, I think. Anyway, Gives me the first 3. I need a total of 6. So there we go. Total of 6. And now I can come and replace the living rock with an actual altar now. As soon as you put this together, it gets that nice red top, forms into an altar, and you can see that it's drawing power from nature around it. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I never noticed little particles before, but that's really awesome. Now we look in here. So we are already at 3,057 altar power with the grass and tall grass, mushrooms, all the different trees I have around. Aiko had a nice viewer that posted a document that lists all the different things and the rate at which they can, or how many of them will actually add to the altar power and how much altar power and stuff. So I am probably, what I'm going to do is I like the forest the way it is. I'm not really going to change the forest any. I got a bunch of different trees, you know, lots of different vegetation growing and things. I could use more cactus, I think. I could use a few more things in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down underneath this altar and create a cavern and fill it with extra bits and pieces of plant life in order to maximize my altar power. So I should be able to get that up to 10,000 once I fill that, fill a room full of stuff underneath. But anyway, I'm not going to do that on camera right now. For what I want to do this episode, I'm sure that's more than enough altar power. And the little 1x in parentheses is how fast it will recharge that power. Excuse me. So next up on the list, that's probably going to complete a quest, I hope. Let's see what we got to do next. We did that. Oh, we actually have to get the Witcher's Cauldron and pick it up. That's a bummer. So, well, before I pick it up, let me put the fire out because I don't want it to, I don't want to take the chance that it falls in there and burns, even though I got the magnet on and stuff, just in case. So there we go. Picked it up. Now I detected it. Now I can select one of these things. Oh, I actually get all those. Never mind. Don't select. I get it all, which is nice. Relight that. And now the reason the Witch's Cauldron is sitting over here, and you may have noticed, I don't have any work done on the village yet. I did kind of outline it with the with the walls. I didn't put any of the bars in yet. Because I still have to kind of try to decide on how I want it laid out and such. But what I'm going to do is like right over in this general area right here, I'm probably going to extend a wall out this way and come around over possibly to about here and fence that in separate from the rest, from, you know, and what's going to be like right in this plot is going to be the witch's hut. Remember I said I wasn't going to do a witch's hut? I changed my mind. I'm going to do a witch's hut or house or whatever. It's going to be nice, maybe a haunted house, which means it may eventually have my blood magic altar underneath it when I get to that stage. But yeah, I'm going to do like a haunted house, possibly, you know, maybe an abandoned church even. I mean, that seems like a good place for witches to hang out, an abandoned church. And possibly a cemetery right beside it, little cemetery beside it, for the village. Then a village, I'll probably put an actual chapel in the middle of it. Thinking about maybe doing some docks over there. Back there, I'm thinking of actually raising up the ground level so that it kind of like you go up a hill. And then on top of the hill, I would have like the mansion, mayor's house, / city hall, whatever thing back here. A little bit of a marketplace, a bunch of houses in the middle, and then a big farm building over here where I keep my animals, and then maybe some crop fields over this way, or maybe just a pasture where the animals can hang out. And yeah, that's kind of that's about as far as I've got on the plan. If you guys do me a favor, I don't know if I'm going to see it before I actually make the decision, but I did tweet it out a few days ago, several days ago, probably now, once this video is live. But if you have an option, if you have an opinion about what kind of building structure, you know, modern, medieval, futuristic, you can go ahead and leave it in the comments, and you know, I might even change my mind based on what people want to see later on. And this may take a lot longer than I thought, because I really want it to look super, super nice when I'm done. So it's going to take me much longer than I initially thought. I'm not going to slam it together. I'm going to take my time and make it look really good. But there'll be a witch's hut right that general area. And I'm getting distracted again. So let's get back on track with some more witchery. Let's get further on this. So yeah, that completed that. Oh, then it's make an altar. Done that. So give me 10 more melons and pumpkins and more Spanish moss. Nice. I'll spread those around or bury them in the ground or something. Then it's asking me to make Mutandis extremis. And probably going to ask me to make a mutating sprig next. But this right here is important. They're playing my tune. The attuned stone, because I need these in order to make a whole bunch of other things. So I think I have something set up inside here, and I need to drop off a few things in here anyway, like nature essence, mob drops, yeah, string. I don't need string. Food. Throw those in the food for now. Don't I have one in here for... I do have one in here for trees. Even though these are witchery trees, I'll just throw them in there for now, in case I have backup for later. That's clear enough, I think, inventory-wise. So right over here, I've got almost everything I need. Actually, I got everything I need. I just got to craft the buckets of lava. I've already got the dragon stones and the whiffs of magic. And then I've got a bunch of essence of fire and some buckets, which I can go ahead and do that. Get myself a lava bucket. Wait, is it? Well, maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like this. There we go. Lava bucket goes on the bottom with magic on the top. There we go. And that's going to give me some attuned stones. These stack? Yes, they do. Excellent. So I'm going to get myself 10 of these real quick. And then we will go maybe craft something with them. I'm not sure. We'll see what the quests are asking for next. Okay, the tombstones are all crafted, and that's going to give me 2 more tombstones. So now I got a total of 12. Excellent. And I think the next one I want to tackle is going to be this right here, the augmented attunement. Because if I make this candelabra and chalice, that's going to increase the... It's going to increase the power of my altar if I put them on my altar. You know, there's something else I want to put on my altar as well, which is going to be one of those. And I think was a gold, iron, something like that, and maybe an emerald. Is that the recipe? Maybe it was a stick. Maybe that's a stick. Yeah, there we go. An Arthana. Need another Arthana, fresh one, because the one I have in my backpack is damaged. I don't know that it would matter, but I'm going to use a fresh one, and that's going to go on the altar. The other thing I needed was the chalice. Let's see here. C-H-A-L-L. Chalice right there. A couple more gold ingots. Wait, do I have... Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. There we go. Good. Shift click for the win. Shift click that. And then the other thing was the candelabra. Yeah. Well, I'm never going to figure out how to spell that. There it is. Candelabra. Okay, so some torches, which I have apparently had a lot of that material. Okay, but I just need one. So that should give me another quest turn in. It's going to give me a skeleton skull. Not too impressed with that. But don't I have... Maybe not. I thought I had some skulls from the... Guess not. Wither skulls. I have to go get a wither skeleton skull. And then the other thing I could do is I can make a player head. Make my own player head or something. But let's go ahead and just use the one that the skeleton skull that we got for now. We'll go chalice, candelabra, and we'll put the skeleton skull in the middle for now, and we'll put the Arthana on this corner. Oh, can I make that face the other direction? There we go. That works. And now, if we look, we're up to 9,171 altar power. Wow, we're almost to 10,000 already, and we got a 4x multiplier. I bet if we added the had the better head, either the player head or the wither skeleton head, I'm pretty sure supposedly the player head works better than the wither skeleton head. So I might just go straight for that. I would like to eventually test them, you know, to see which one is truly the best, or if they're the same, like I originally thought. But I'm told it's the player head that I want. Anyway, let's see what else we can do here. We turn that in, right? Yes, we turned it in. Got the skeleton skull. Yeah. Okay. What? Blaze of Tibis. Ooh, that's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have yet. I'm gonna have to actually make some. Greater demon, something about a demon, and I'm gonna have to make Tears of the Goddess and Diamond Vapor. Well, that's gonna require this distillation thingy here. I'm also gonna need to get that kettle. And I'm going to need a spinning wheel before too long. These are things that I want to put inside the witch hut, along with the kettle that I currently have over here. I'm also told that that works better if you put a circle around it. So that I might actually leave in the witch's backyard by the pond back there. I'm not sure. Maybe put a circle around it. But it works without it. It's not a requirement. It just kind of makes it more efficient, I guess. So maybe what I should do before I wrap this up is do the more mutations. And I might do the pop-it thing off camera. Because, oh no, actually I'll save it for the beginning of the next episode. We'll do a little bit more witchery next episode. And then we're going to move back into some tech. I'll probably do some railcraft. Because I need fuel for my power systems. And, you know, now that I have access to osmium, I could technically move into doing some mechanism stuff, but I want to hold off on that because I think actually one of the buildings that I want to have in here is going to be a industrial building, probably over by the docks, and that nether gate is definitely going to get moved. That might end up in the basement of the witch house. So one final thing, Mutandis. Mutandis extremis. Mutandis extremis is just netherwort and Mutandis thrown in the cauldron. Actually, that's really simple. I got netherwort real close. Like right here should be netherwort. Yes. And I've got Mutandis. And the cauldron's already bubbling over there. I don't have this area safe yet, though. I haven't lit it all up yet. Now, let me take a quick look for zombies. And then throw those in there. It'll start doing its thing. You see a little graphic going. And it'll pop out here in a minute. It takes a little. These things are not fast. So there we go. Mutandis extremis. Probably the next thing it's going to want me to do is make the mutating sprig, which I should be able to do. Sprig right there, another wart, a sprig, and an end twig, and a Mutandis extremis. Okay, easy enough. Come on back over here, grab my end twig and Mutandis extremis, and we'll go. We got to get some water in there. You can also buildcraft pump water into this. That does work. Oh, not a good time not to have my bow on my bar. There, we'll put the bucket down there, so that doesn't happen again. One more bucket. There we go, and then twig and extremis. And we're cooking up red sparklies this time. Nice. How long is this one going to take? Okay, not too bad. There we go. Mutating Sprig. Whoops. Give me that back. So that should complete that quest, I hope. Yes, claim my reward. I get 16 Mutantis Extremis. That's excellent. So that's going to allow me to... and let's get a little bit further here. Might be a little bit of a long episode, but that's okay. I've been averaging long episodes now. Because there's just so much to do. So many things that I want to do every episode. So, what the thing is I need is a Treefid seed. Because what I really, really, really want... Treefid, is it like Treefid? There we go. Treefid seed. 4 Mutantis Extreme. Oh shoot! I need a Reek of Misfortune and Tears of the Goddess. The Tears of the. Hey, what should I do? I got no Tears of the Goddess. Reek of Misfortune. Do I have that stuff? I think I need to make the distiller. Oh boy. Distiller. Right there. That thing right there. Oh, that's not bad. I have all the materials in my inventory for that, I think. Look at that. Done. There's a distiller. Alright, excellent. Now, if I take that and put it down someplace, I'm just going to put it on top of this crafting table right here. That's plenty close enough to the altar, because it needs altar power. There would be like a little X here, I think, if it wasn't close enough to an altar. And then, what was the other two things I needed for my Treefid? Well, I really want to get that done this episode, because I want to do a couple things off camera. Just basically, I really, really, really want my wand of equal exchange wand. That would be so super helpful. So Tears of the Goddess is Lapis and Breath of the Goddess. And Reek of Misfortune. Actually, I got the Reek of Misfortune. Alright, so I just need the Breath of the Goddess. Alright, let me go grab some Lapis and be back in a minute when that's about finished. Okay, I just checked my time, and I am way, way over time. So, not going to get this quite done on camera. So, I'm going to probably finish it up and get my Treefid seed. You can see it's really not that much different. I just need an Ember Moss. I have one Ember Moss, but it's so hard to get them, you know, because of all the Biomes of Plenty things from Mutantis and such. I want to wait till that one grows. They will randomly spread. So once I get a second Ember Moss, I will go ahead and pick that one and finish up this recipe. Make my Treefid seed, and then I will use that Treefid seed to make my Great Wood Sapling. Great Wood Sapling. I'm just going to show it to you because I'm going to end up doing this off camera because I want to try to get my wand of equal exchange really soon because that's going to help me out a lot. Changing out all the dirt over there in the village and such. So you can see I just need a Treefid seed. I have all the rest of the stuff really easy. And like I said, I could scoop that up with my shears, but I want to wait till it spreads, and that way I can continue to keep some of it around because I might need it for other things. And, you know, something else I noticed? This stuff right here, the Botania vines, it's solid. You can't walk through it. So, you know, another maybe good thing about it. But yeah, I'm way over time. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. I will probably do a little bit more magic at the beginning of the next episode, and then we're going to get back into some tech, like I said, of railcraft, so I can get my big tanks, which I will probably go ahead and make those big steel tanks off camera, because there's nothing different about them from the iron tanks. They just use steel plates instead of iron plates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure and leave a like, a comment, a thumbs up. And till next time, I will catch you later. Back for 1 second to say, holy cow, look at that. That's a redwood tree. That's my lighthouse. My lighthouse is pretty tall. That's a redwood tree. When I was trying to get Ember Moss for my crafting thing. By the way, I've got the great wood now. I left a great wood sapling because I was thinking they won't grow unless they're in a 7x7. You know, there's 49 of the saplings. Apparently, they will grow with just one sapling. There it is. That's crazy. I don't know if I should cut it down or if I should leave it. I don't know. I think I'll tweet it out and see what you guys think. Well, anyway, till next time. Later.